Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning into my video. So as you saw by the title, today I'm going to be doing every dark skin shade of the ShopMissA concealers. So with this, guys, this is specifically the ShopMissA brand that they've created for themselves from the website. So ShopMissA offers a lot of different brands, and they started off as a dollar website where everything was $1. But since then, they have branched out and created their own actual makeup products. So this is going to be from the ShopMissA brand. And with their concealer, they do have 2 concealer formulas currently that they offer. So guys, I want to tell you about these first 2 shades that I'm swatching. So this first one that I'm swatching right here, well, this first formula, this is the natural finish formula. But those first 2 shades that you see there, that is actually shade 1 and shade 3, excuse me. So on my face is shade 1 and 2, but I actually skipped 1. So these shades that you see, these are the last 7 of the last 8 of the natural finish. So it's 3 of the medium shades, and then the last 4, all of the dark shades. So I'm missing 1, which really I should have just gone ahead and just bought that one too. But yeah, so like I said, those first 2 shades you see are not actual shades 1 and 2. It's actually shades 1 and 3. And there is one that goes in between there. So yeah. Alright guys, so I am back. So you saw me do the swatches on my face for you guys. They are still on here. And yeah, so like I said, this is the ShopMissA concealers. So these are all of the dark skin shades. For this bottom row, this is the AOA Studio Liquid Concealer. It's actually called the Natural Finish. I don't have the actual packaging it came in, but it's called the Natural Finish Concealer. So that is what you see on this bottom row. So these shades right here, these are the last 7 of the 8 shades that you see. So from right here, from shade 1 to shade 2, this is actually shade 1 and shade 3. I actually didn't buy all 8. I bought 7, which, I mean, could have bought the last one. So yeah, these 2 shades you see right here, there's actually a shade that goes in between here. So this is actually shade 1 and shade 2, but what you see in a row goes from shade, excuse me, this is actually shade 1 and shade 3, but what you see in a row, it's shade 1 and 2. So yeah, these are the last 7 shades. So with this formula right here, they break it down into groups of 4. So it's a light, a medium, and a dark. So the last 4 you see are the darkest. And then the 3 you see, that's 3 out of the 4 from the medium category. So this was the first one I originally bought before I even decided to do this video, and I bought it for my own personal use.
And then I decided just to go ahead and do, you know, just the darkest shades, you know, to show you guys on here. But yeah, so this formula right here, this reminds me a lot of the Maybelline Fit Me, which a lot of people said was a dupe for the NARS Radiant, what is it? No, the NARS Creamy Concealer. So yeah, this is super, super creamy. It's super blendable. I would say a good medium coverage. And yeah, and so the other formula, this is the AOA Studio. This is the Wonder Cover formula. That's what that one's called. The Wonder Cover. And so with this one right here, like, so when I first bought these, I just bought the natural finish one, and I bought that for personal use. And then when I decided to go ahead and do this video, I went ahead and purchased the darkest shades out of this formula. So this is their second formula. So when I bought this formula, I bought this just for the sake of swatching it. So I didn't buy this for personal use, but I did see reviews, you know, go look up reviews on YouTube. So this one reminds me of the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, to where it's really, really a flat matte formula. Like, it's a super flat matte formula, and for that under eye, it's scary. So when the e.l.f. matte concealer first dropped, that concealer scared me so much. Like, it just looked so flat and just so matte and just super drying that I stayed away from that concealer. So e.l.f. ended up doing a follow-up concealer with the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. So that is one I actually have purchased. I actually have that on hand now. So yeah, the way this one looked, based on reviews, it just reminded me of that one, to where it was just an ultra flat, ultra matte, and I felt like it still was giving a good medium coverage. I feel like from this one to that one, I don't necessarily think that this one being super, super more flat and more matte, that it gave that full coverage. But people, when it comes to the e.l.f. concealer, people love that concealer. The first formula, people swear by that concealer and they love that concealer. But yeah, that concealer scared me so much when it first dropped. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be opting out of that concealer just because of how flat and how matte it was. But yeah, so like I said, with this one right here, with this formula right here, it actually doesn't break it down. It actually doesn't break it down into categories. They literally just list them one by one. So with that other formula, the natural finish formula, that one has 12. I'm thinking this probably has 12 too, but I will officially let you guys know. But on the website, they just list it one by one, so they don't break it down into categories. So with this formula, the 5 you see on top are the last 5. Like I say, it isn't an actual breakdown, but I just bought the last 5 to show you. So let me see, try to look, because I do not have like a small handy mirror to see what I'm doing outside of recording. Let me see. Let me try to see. So I don't know, on the skin, I can't zoom in. Dang. But on the skin, I don't know. This top row, this formula, it doesn't necessarily look as intimidating as I thought. Maybe I really have to look in a real mirror to see what's going on, but it doesn't look as intimidating as I thought. And as you guys can see, for me, with both of the last shades, the darkest shade in these, for me, it gets jumpy. And as you guys can see, it kind of blends in with my hyperpigmentation. You guys can see how the outer skirts of my face is like darker, so that those last shades kind of blend in. But it's very jumpy from the next to the last shade to those. But yeah, and these undertones, at first I thought the undertones, the top formula, the Wonder Cover, these undertones I feel like a little bit more forgiving. Because for me, I definitely felt like it was giving peach undertones, peach to neutral. And then I feel like that last dark shade is pulling cool, or I guess neutral. But yeah, it's definitely pulling. It's definitely not pulling warm or yellow or golden. It's definitely not pulling. It's definitely neutral, cool. Yeah. And then, like I said, these last 4 shades, that's the dark. And then this is the last 5 of the dark. And it's just jumpy. It's jumpy. And then the darkest shade of the of both of them. It's to the point where if you're brown skin or my skin tone of lighter, you're really the only people that are going to be able to do anything with it as far as true brown or true like mocha brown to dark skin. It's to the point where based on these lash shades, it's like, what exactly are you going to be able to do with it, you know? But yeah, that is it, guys. These are the swatches of the darkest concealer shades, and these are specifically the AOA Studio brand. Now with ShopMissA, they offer other brands, but I broke this down specifically for the brand, the AOA Studio came up with their products. So yeah, that is it. If you want to see a side-by-side like blend out test of these, because like I said, I'm only familiar with the natural finish one, but based on the way these, it doesn't look as intimidating as I thought it was going to be. So maybe it's not as drastic as far as what I'm thinking, as far as like, you know, that e.l.f. camo concealer comparison. But yeah, if you want to see an official side-by-side with these blending out and kind of letting it sit and then, you know, setting it down with a setting powder and all that good stuff, you can let me know down below, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Bye.